Hi there. I've been sent this, it's a portable translator, a little small translator, made by a company called Time Kettle, and it's called the Fluentalk T1. Now, I'll often get offered different products to review and test out and recommend, but I'll only ever do it if it's something that actually works, if it's something that I can actually test and try, and if it's any good. I'm not going to pass on any kind of recommendations to you guys if the product's no good. I've already had a play with this and I'm really impressed. So most of you already know this is Pook, my partner.
Hi.
Thai, and she speaks very good English as well, but let's give this the ultimate test now.
Okay.
So we're going to use the one-touch translator, okay? Let's see how it works. So one-touch translator, I've got it set from English to Thai. When I speak, I hit the blue button. When Pookie speaks, she'll hit the red button. Or I'll do it for you if you like.
Okay.
Or you can do it, that's
No,
okay.
you do it for me.
Okay then, all right. We're having an argument. Shall we have an argument from English to Thai? Okay, so let's start off with, hello, how are you?
สวัสดีสบายดีไหม
สบายดีขอบคุณค่ะ
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, that seemed to work okay, didn't it? Have you been to visit your mother this morning?
เช้านี้คุณไปเยี่ยมแม่หรือยัง
ไปมาแล้ว
Been there.
Been there. So there you go. And you can see there's not these big long pauses. I've used other translation devices and it's like, hello, how are you? You speak like a robot because it just doesn't understand you. This is fast, really, really fast. So let's try another one. Have you had breakfast yet?
คุณทานอาหารเช้าแล้วหรือยัง
ยังไม่ได้ทาน
Haven't eaten yet.
Okay, so you can see how fast it works, and I'm not holding back. I come from southeast London and I tend to talk very, very fast, and it keeps up with me, no problem at all. So it's a great little device, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now the thing is, this is an introduction that we're giving you to it at the moment. We're going to be out and about over the next few weeks, and we're going to be recording videos here, there and everywhere.
Yes.
And we'll just be walking into places cold, and we'll be testing this out. So keep an eye out for the follow-up videos. So let me just show you, let me just talk you through what it's about, how it works, and we'll do some live demonstrations as well. So the first thing that I'll mention is the packaging. It's a really good solid box, really well made to protect the device during postage. And let's just have a look at what it's got on the box here. It says the actual unit is small. It's about half the size of a passport. It's got 0.25 instant translation, so it's very, very fast. 40 different languages in 93 accents. So, for instance, the UK, you might get Scottish, Irish, and it covers all of those different accents. It's got a quad-core processor, which is going to make it fast anyway for a little device that's specifically designed purely for translating, and maximum 95% accuracy. And like I say, I've tested this and I'm really, really impressed. So let's have a look inside the box and see what you get. So you've got this, it's got one of these pins that you get with mobile phones, and I'll explain that in a minute because it can take a micro SIM, and I'll tell you why you need that. Instructions there. This is the device itself. You can see it's quite small. And if I compare that with my phone, I've got an iPhone mini, and you can see that it fits well within that size there. So it's a nice small little unit, not very heavy at all. And inside the box there's a charging lead and a little wrist strap there, so you can hang it on your wrist and no chance of dropping it as you're out and about. So there's the wrist strap, and the charging lead is simply a USB to a USB-C. I'm actually going to fit the strap before I do anything, so there's no chance that I'm going to drop it and smash the thing before I get to demonstrate it to you. Okay, so now it's safe and secure. Let's power it up. takes about 60 seconds to actually fire the thing up and get going. Now obviously you don't need to go through that process every time you use it. You can just hit the button once and it puts it in standby mode, preserving the battery time. So looking at the unit itself, you've got this rocker switch here for the volume. You've got one of these little slide out trays here for a micro SIM. Speakers and microphones at both ends of the unit. There's the USB-C charging point. You've got that little connector there for the wrist strap. And then you've got a blue button and a red button. You use those for the different translations, and you'll see when we get into the demo. And there's the power button there. Speakers at both ends here as well. Nice clear speakers. So anyway, let's have a look. There's the home screen. So you've got the date and the time showing there. You've got the battery life, the Wi-Fi you're connected to, and also showing that you've got a mobile signal, because this connects to many mobile networks all over the world. And like I say, I'll explain why that is and why that's an important part of what it does. First button here, one-click translation, and you've also got photo translation on this. So the photo translation is simply, if you see a sign, a street sign, or a menu that's in a foreign language, you can use the photo translation to take a photograph of that menu. It will scan it and it will translate it for you. It will translate the written word. One-click translation is exactly what it says. So let's give that a go. So one-click translation, you hit the blue button to speak English. Hi, how are you?
สวัสดีคุณสบายดีไหม
And there you go. And what I'll do in a minute, I'll bring my partner out and we'll go through some of the translations and see how it works out, both ways. It supports 40 languages and 93 accents in those languages. 13 of those languages are supported by the unit offline, meaning that you could download those 13 languages, store them on the device and use them without any mobile connection or without a Wi-Fi connection. So let's take it back to the main screen. From the main screen here, you can swipe left or right. If you swipe right, you've got 2 time zones here that you can set up. I've got London and Bangkok, and you've also got a currency converter on there as well, so you can set that again to whichever country you want, to whatever country you want. I've got Thailand US dollar. That's showing 1 Thai baht to 29, sorry, that'd be nice, 1 Thai baht 0.029 USD. Swiping it back left brings you back to the home screen, and left again brings up this menu screen. Now, ask for directions is something where you can actually speak into it and have that preset on your phone. So if you're looking for a railway station, you can just put that in, and I'll show you. You can put that in preset, so you can just play it directly to someone who you're going to be using the translator with. However, for me, I don't know, it just seems a bit strange walking up to a stranger in the street, speaking into a device, shoving it under their nose and expecting them to interact with you. What I've done, I've preset this. I'll click on the ask for directions.
คุณสามารถช่วยฉันได้ไหมเราสามารถใช้ตัวแปรนี้เพื่อพูดคุย
And that says, please can you help me using this translator? Simply because, like I say, you walk up to a stranger, you can show them that immediately, click on that one button. Let's go back to it. So clicking on that one button there,
คุณสามารถช่วยฉันได้ไหมเราสามารถใช้ตัวแปรนี้เพื่อพูดคุย
instantly they know what you're doing with this little box in your hand, and I'm sure that you'll get help from anyone once they see this device. They'll be intrigued by it anyway. They'll want to know what it's all about. So on that one option there, ask for directions, you can preset whatever you want in there. If I click on that and then I click on this menu here, you can store any messages you want on their presets, and you can see this one here. I'm looking for the train station, so if I click on that and then I go back,
ฉันกำลังมองหาสถานีรถไฟ
and that's there ready. But like I say, initially I'd like to explain what I'm doing with this little device. Can you help me? We can use this translator to talk.
คุณสามารถช่วยฉันได้ไหมเราสามารถใช้ตัวแปรนี้เพื่อพูดคุย
There you go. Okay, back to the menu. You've got chat translation. This one here, you can leave this on the table. So you can put this down. You've got English at one side, Thai on the other side, and you click the start button, and I can speak, the translator will repeat it in Thai, the Thai person can speak, it will be translated to English. So you don't even have to touch it then, you can just leave it sitting on the table and have a conversation that way. Ideal if you're at a restaurant with someone or in a meeting, that kind of thing. Spectator mode. Now what this one is that you can, if you're sitting in a conference or a lecture or something like that, you can use that spectator mode, push record on this, and it will just sit there recording everything that's being said and store it on the device, and then at your own leisure you can just play it back and listen to it, and you'll get the translation. Voice memo. Obviously, you just use that if you want to remember something, a shopping list or anything like that, you can use the voice memo function on it. User guide is actually built in, which is quite good, so you wouldn't have to take the instruction manual out. If you want some more details when you start using the thing, if you're not too sure, you've actually got the user guide built into the device as well, which is quite handy. Now, common expressions. Common expressions, you can see they've got urgency, so they've got like emergency situations, traffic, whether it be at the airport or out on the street, hospital, pay a visit to the hospital, or if you're visiting someone in a hospital, you've got common phrases on there, banking, hotel, restaurant, shopping, attractions. So any of these, you can just tap them in whichever country you're in, it'll pick up on those and it'll have questions that you could use, that you might use quite regularly in any of these situations. Now this is something that I think is a really good idea, the fact that they've got an SOS button. So whichever country you're in, whichever language you've got it set to and wherever you are, you can hit the SOS button and you've got the emergency phone numbers there if you need the police, ambulance or anything like that, the fire brigade. You've got everything there on that SOS button, so no need to start searching around and trying to find out how you get help if ever you need help. It's all on there. And then the setting buttons takes you into setting up the wireless networks, offline translation, everything that you need to set the device up is on there. One thing I will show you is if you're using it for like listening to lectures and things like that, and you start to use up a lot of storage, you can go into system settings, you can go into storage space, and you can delete all. So you can get rid of everything that you've stored on there, and it frees up any storage space. Okay, getting onto the data that I was talking about and the SIM card. Built into this device is a SIM, and when you buy it, they actually give you 2 years worth of free data. And the reason that you need a data connection, it's fine if you're in a restaurant or if you're at home and you've got a Wi-Fi connection. And the reason that you'll be using that is because, as I said, it supports 40 languages, 93 accents, but at the moment it only supports offline translation in 13 languages, okay? So what you'll do is you'll use either a Wi-Fi connection or a data connection to access the languages that are not supported to be stored on the device just yet. And cleverly what they've done, they've built a little SIM card into the device, actually built into the device, and they give you 2 years worth of free data. And you can see this is counting down from the moment you start it, it counts down for the 2 years. I've got 714 days left on this. Once that data's run out, or once that 2 years is up, you've then got the little tray on the side where you push the pin in, and you can put your own micro SIM in there on your own data plan. So whichever data plan you've got, whether it links in with your phone network or whatever it is, you can put that SIM in there after 2 years, and you can continue with the translations that are offline, that are not stored on the device. And then down the bottom there on this screen, you've got the Contact Us button that gives you the website, the mailbox, telephone number, and Facebook for any support you might need, any questions you might need about the device. You can get in touch with them easily on there. Something that I forgot to mention, you see this part here, it says Zero Fish Recharge. Okay, what it is, Time Kettle are actually working on setting up a system whereby you can charge the SIM card that's stored in the device. So it'll get to a point where you don't need, after the 2 years, you've had your 2 years data, you don't need to use your SIM card. You can actually go online and top up the SIM card that's built into this. And it's not that often that you really need it. More often than not, you've got a Wi-Fi connection, or the majority of the languages that you're going to use, they're stored on the device anyway, so you don't need any Wi-Fi or data connection at all. But that's just something else for the future, the fact that they're going to be providing a service whereby you can top up the data card that's built in the device through them. But highly recommend it. So Fluentalk T1, a great little device. I'll put a link down in the description box where you can find a link to latch into their website or whatever you want. But I'd highly recommend it. It really is a great little device. It really is.